Hi guys, so this is for chapter 1, or chapter 6 in our book. So we have to remember slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b, where b is the y-intercept and m is the slope. And then we have point slope form, which is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, where x1, y1 is the point and m is the slope. And then standard form is ax plus by equals c, where if you go 0 comma blank and blank comma 0, you find the x and the y intercepts to that. Okay? Alright, they want us to give us some examples of the y-intercept, or we're trying to figure out our y-intercept in our graph. So, looks like here, we have a y-intercept down here. Oops. So our y-intercept is 0, -3. And if we wanted to figure out our slope, we can count from here, because we know this point down here, to, we know this point right here. So if I go up 2 and write 1, 2, 3, I have a slope of 2 over 3. And then using y equals mx plus b, we can create our equation. So we're going to get y equals our slope, which is 2/3 x, and then our y-intercept is -3. And there's our equation. We can do the same with the next one, where we have the y-intercept here at 0, 4. It's going down, so we have a negative slope. We'll go from, go from this point to say this point here. So I'm going to go down 2 and write 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's -2 over 4, which we can reduce that to -1 over 2, so that's our slope. So our equation is going to be y equals -1/2 x plus 4. And this is one of our special cases, so it's just, we have a slope of 0. We have a y-intercept at 0, 2. It's a horizontal line, so it's just y equals 2. We don't have to put the 0x because 0 times x is 0. Alright, so let's take a look at these. We want to write the equation. So they tell us we have a slope of -3 and a y-intercept of 5. So that's our, this right here is our b value. This is our slope. And so if we plug into y equals mx plus b, we just directly plug in for m and b. So we have -3x minus 5, or plus minus 5. The second one's a little different because we have a point that's given. So we're going to call this x1 and y1. And this is our slope. And so we're going to use our point slope equation, which is this. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. We're going to plug these in, so this will plug into here. It's going to change the sign. So I'm going to get x plus 2 there. Our slope is going to plug in there. And then we're going to take our y value and plug it in there and change the sign, so that's plus 1. So it looks like that. Alright, so this particular one, we have these 2 points that are given. One of them is y-intercept, the 0, -3 is y-intercept. But we don't know the slope, so what we have to do is use our slope equation, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Label this x1, y1, x2, y2. So I'm going to get -3 minus 5, 0 minus 2, which is -8 over -2. And that's going to be our slope, which is 4. And we already knew that this is the y-intercept. So we can just go ahead and plug that in. So I'm going to get y equals 4x minus 3 as our equation. It looks like in number 7 they give us the x-intercept, so we don't know anything about this one, so we're going to do it the same way. We're going to find our slope first, so x1, y1, x2, y2. So our slope is going to be 0 minus 3 and 4 minus 2. So I'm going to get negative 3 over 6 because minus minus 2 is plus, so 4 plus 2. And I can reduce this to negative 1/2. So I know our slope. And then we have to pick. Doesn't matter which point we pick. So I'll pick this one. That's called x1, y1. So we're going to use point slope, which is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And I'm going to plug things in. So this 3 plugs in for our y value. This negative 2 plugs in for our x value. And then we have our slope here. So we're going to get y minus 3 equals negative 1/2 x minus minus 2. So minus minus 2 is plus 2. So this is the equation. You can leave it like this. It's up to you if you want to distribute over. If you pick the other point, it's actually the same equation, though it looks a little different because you have 4 and 0 you plugged in. But if you solved it for y, you're going to get the exact same linear equation. All right, so this is worksheet 6.1. We'll run through this real quick. If you just copy these answers down, that means you don't know it. You're just copying off of us. So let's make that a little bit bigger so we can see those 4. All right, so we're going to be using y equals mx plus b. So I have a b value of 3, so plus 3. I have a slope of down 1, right 2. So I have a slope of negative 1. That's a negative 1 over 2. So I have negative 1/2 x. Y equals that, and it's all done. Problem number 2. We have a y-intercept of 1, so I'm going to go plus 1 here. I'm going to find my slope, so up 1, 2, 3, 4. So up 4, right 1, 2, 3. 3x, y equals that, and it's all done. Problem number 3, we have the y-intercept being 0. So I can count from here up, so I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3. So up 3, right 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have a slope of 3/4. So I have y equals 3/4 x plus 0. It's up to you if you want to have it plus 0. You can erase it. It's not a big deal. This one we have the y-intercept here being 2. I'm going to count to get my slope. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So down 4. And right 1, 2, 3. So y equals negative 4/3 x plus 2. Make sure you ask your teacher if you have questions about these. Alright, so on this particular one, they gave us the slope and the y-intercept, so we can plug into y equals mx plus b. So I'm going to get y equals 2x minus 7. There's our equation. This is our y-intercept because we have a 0 on the x. That's our b value. So I'm going to get y equals negative 5x plus 4. This is also a y-intercept because our x value is 0. So that's our b value. So y equals 3/5 x minus 2. And then they gave us m and b, so just plug them directly into y equals mx plus b. So y equals negative 1/2 x plus 6, and it's all done. Alright, on this one, the 0, 9, that's the y-intercept. I know my slope, so y equals 1/5 x plus 9. Done. This one, we don't have the y-intercept, but we have a slope of 0. Remember, a slope of 0 means a horizontal line. If it's a horizontal line, it's y equals. If it's y equals, I use that y value, so y equals 3, and that's our equation. Problem number 10. We want to make sure we're writing these in slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. So I'm going to write this as x1, y1. So I'm going to get y equals, oops, I'm going to use my point-slope equation, which is this. So I'm going to get y minus 7 equals negative 1, x minus 6. They want it in slope-intercept form, so y equals mx plus b. So I'm going to distribute over. So I'm going to get y minus 7 equals negative x plus 6, add 7 to both sides. Y equals negative x plus 13. And this is an undefined slope. Undefined is a vertical line. And vertical lines are always x equals a number. The only number we have in the x spot is 2, so x equals 2 is that equation. Hope you guys are doing well. And let's take a look at these last 4. So we have a slope of 1, it goes through this point, so I'm going to use x1, y1, using point slope. So I'm going to get y plus 5 equals 1, x plus 2. Let's distribute the 1 over the parentheses. So I get 1x plus 2, subtract 5 from both sides. And you can keep it as 1x or you can leave it as x, it's your choice. Here's our y-intercept because the x value is 0, so y equals negative 4 over 7, x plus 3, that's done. This one we're going to use point slope again, so the equation up there. So I get y minus 6, remember the values are opposite. Let's distribute half over the parentheses, which sometimes can be tricky, but I think it might work out. So I'm going to get 1 half times x is 1 half x. 1 half of negative 2 is negative 1. Add 6 to both sides. So y equals 1 half x plus 5. And again, we'll use point slope on this one, x1, y1. So I'm going to get y using that equation. Y plus 5 equals 2/3 x plus 6. Let's distribute the 2/3 over the parentheses. So I get 2/3 times x is 2/3 x. 2/3 times 6. So 2 times 6 is 12. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Subtract 5 from both sides. And there it is. That should take you through that homework. Make sure you ask your teacher if you have any examples. This is multiple videos for this, so make sure you're on the right page. So let's take a look at our next page. So this one we are just going to be working through. This will be given to you. We'll probably do a couple in class and then you'll work on more. Okay? So let's take a look at just finding the slope on these. So we're using the slope equation up above. So x1, y1, x2, y2. So I'm going to get y equals 7 minus 3, 4 minus 2. So that's going to give me 3 over 2. That's our slope. That's all we have to do. They just wanted us to find the slope. And then I'm going to do 1 minus 5. 2 minus minus 4 is 2 plus 4. So we're going to wind up with negative 4 over 6, which is negative 2 over 3. That's our slope. So we'll reduce that. We do our slope on this one, we're going to get negative 8 plus 8 because it's negative negative, and 2 plus 3. So that's going to give me 0 on top. 0 on top means it's 0. 0 on bottom is undefined. 0 on bottom is under, so it's undefined. Let's find the slope of this one. So I'm going to go 10 minus minus 3, so 10 plus 3, and 6 minus 12. That's going to give me 13 over negative 6, so that's my slope. My equation here, I'm going to go 1 minus 5 and 2 minus 2. I get 0 on the bottom, so 0 is under. So this is undefined. UND for undefined. And this one, we're going to go 6 minus 1. 2 minus minus 3 is 2 plus 3. So that's going to give me 4 over 5. Okay, make sure you talk to your teacher if you have questions about this. Write the equation in slope-intercept form. Okay, so remember slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. So let's find the slope first. So our slope is going to be 2 minus minus 3, so 2 plus 3. Negative 5 minus 0, so I'm going to wind up with 5 over negative 5. So I get a slope of negative 1. And this is the y-intercept, which is nice because we have a 0 in the x spot. So I'm going to get y equals negative 1x minus 3, and it's done. Let's find the slope of this one first. So I'm going to get 7 minus 0 and 0 minus 4, which is going to give me negative 7 over negative 4, which is positive 7 over 4. This is the y-intercept because We have a 0 on the x, so just plug it in. And it's done. Okay, this is called functional notation. So this represents the 0.6 comma -2. This represents the 0.0 -5. Okay, it just means the same thing. So when you see the functional where you have an f parentheses with a number, that's an x value. It's equal to the y value. So let's find our slope on this. So I'm going to get -5 plus 2 and 0 minus 6. That's going to give me -3 over -6, which is positive 1 over 2. This is the y-intercept because we have a 0 here. So I'm going to get y equals 1/2 x minus 5. Again, this is going to be 0 comma -1 and 2 -1. That's going to be the y-intercept, so let's find the slope first. So I'm going to get -1 minus plus, minus is plus, 2 minus 0. So that's going to be 0 on top over 2. If I have a slope of 0, that means it's a horizontal line. Horizontal lines are always y equals the number. So the only number that can work are those numbers, so y equals -1 is our equation. We want to write these in slope-intercept form, so that's y equals mx plus b. So slope inter, oops, whoops, made a mistake. So that's y equals mx plus b. So we want to find the slope first. So I'm going to get 5 minus 3 is 5 plus 3, 4 minus 2. That's going to give me 8 over 2, which is 4. Then we're going to plug in a point slope. Pick whatever set of points you want. I'll pick that one. Plug it in. So I'm going to get y plus 3 equals 4x minus 2. Distribute the 4 over. And subtract 3. Okay, this is going to be a y-intercept we know right here, so all we have to do is find the slope. So our slope is going to be 6 minus 4, 10 minus 0. So that's going to be 2 over 10, which is 1 over 5. We know my y-intercept already, so I go 1/5 x plus 4. It's done. Remember, we're going to write these as points, so this is going to give me 4 comma 6 and 0, -2. That's the y-intercept right there because I have a 0 on the x. Let's find the slope first. So I'm going to get -2 minus 6, 0 minus 4, which is -8 over -4, which is 2. And then my slope, my equation is just going to be this. Oops, I don't know why that moved over. Minus 2. There's our equation. Then we have 0, 0, and 2, 10. So let's find the slope. This is the y-intercept right there because we have a 0 on the x. So my slope is going to be 10 minus 0 and 2 minus 0, which is 5 over 1, because 10 over 2 is 5 over 1, which is 5. And then we can just plug in y equals 5x plus 0. You can keep the plus 0 or you don't have to have it. It's not a big deal. And figure out the last two on your own. Ask your teacher if you need help. And let's go to the next lesson. So this is writing linear equations in the context of the problem. Okay, so this is 6.3, so make sure you're on the right page. All right, when we see the 2 right here, this means we're going to replace the x. So I'm going to get 3 times 2 minus 5, which is 6 minus 5, which gives you 1. Again, I'm going to take that 0, plug it into x, so I get 3 times 0 minus 5, which is 0 minus 5, which is just -5. This one we're going to plug -1 in. So I get -3 minus 5, which is -8. And this one looks a little bit different. So that means I'm going to take this equation here and set it equal to the 10 and then solve it. So add 5 to both sides, divide each side by 3 and reduce, so x equals 5. Okay, so take note when that looks a little different. Okay, so we want to fill out the rest of this table. So if I do input, which is the x, so that's going to give me 18 plus 4, which is 22. And then if I solve this for 13, well, let's see if we can figure out the pattern here. Let's see. So if I go negative 3x plus 4 equals 13, subtract 4, divide by negative 3, so I get negative 3 right there. And then if I plug 7 in, that's going to give me negative 21 plus 4, which is negative 17. Okay, so as Bennett and his friends decide to go bowling, they want to play several games. The cost for the group is $15. For the shoe rentals, paid one time, and $4 per game. Okay, so write a function based on this. Well, how much are they going to pay no matter what? Well, they're going to pay 15 bucks for the shoes. They're going to pay $4 for the game and 15 for the shoes. Okay, we want to graph the function. So being we know the y-intercept is going to be 15, I'm going to scale the y's. I'm going to maybe make this go by 3. So 0, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. So that's right there. If we go, slope goes up 4. So these are counted by 3, so it goes up 4 to about right here, right 1. So this is our equation. So how much will it cost to play 5 games? Well, I'm going to take that 5, plug it in right there. So that's 4 times 5 plus 15. That's 20 plus 15, which means it's going to cost $35 for Bennett and his friends to have bowling shoes and bowl for 5 games. How many games could the group play if the total was $27? I'm going to take our equation, 4x plus 15 equals 27, subtract 15 from both sides and divide each side so they can play 3 games. They paid $27. Make sure you ask your teacher if you need some extra help on this, okay? Alright, this one says, unfortunately, Lola had to have her car towed to a repair shop. It cost her one-time fee of $50 to tow the car plus $3 for each mile. Okay, so she's going to pay $3 a mile, and it costs $50 for them just to come pick up the car, so that's our equation. So this is C at 12, that's 12 miles, so we'll plug 12 in for x, so 3 times 12 is 36 plus 50. So it looks like it's going to cost her $86 to have her car towed 12 miles. Determine the output of the function when the input is 30. So if the input is 30, plug in 30 in. So 3 times 30 plus 50. So that's 90 plus 50, which is 140. So this basically means that if her car needed to be towed 30 miles, it's going to cost $140. And then interpret the y-intercept. The y-intercept of this problem, our equation is this. So it's $50 for the pickup truck to show up. That's what it means in the context of the problem. And then you can figure this out. I already dropped it. You can figure those last 2 out as you progress through the problem, or watch what your teacher does in class to go over those. Okay. All right. Here's your worksheet. So if you work on this, that's fine. Let's see what else we have. 6.3. Some notes. So you'll work on this in class, so just pay attention to what's going on in class to go over that. Let's go to 6.4. And I'm going to keep this small so I can fill out the whole problem so I don't have to delete things down. Okay. equation, we have x1, y1. I thought that was going to work. So that's x1, y1. And our slope, so our point slope is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So we're going to plug y minus 4 equals 1/5 times x minus 3. So that's our equation. So we have the point 3 comma 4, which is right here. I'm going to go up 1, right 5, which is over here. That's what our line looks like. All we need to graph is one point and the slope, so we can use that same information to write the equation. The line without knowing the y-intercept, or the y-intercept is hard to plot, like in the one above. I don't know exactly what the y-intercept is. I guess I could find it using a little algebra. Okay, so let's write the equation that starts there. So we already have it up above, so it's just kind of write the equation in point slope with a slope of 3 and that, so, and we want to keep it in point slope, so that's x1, y1. This is just plugging in, so y minus 7 equals negative 3 x plus 1. Write the equation in point slope, so again, that's point slope, so x1, y1. So I'm going to get y plus 8 equals 2 over 5 x minus 10. And then they want us to convert this into y equals mx plus b, so I'm going to distribute the 2/5 over, so I'm going to get y plus 8, 2/5 times x is 2/5 x. 2 times negative 10 is negative 20, divided by 5 is negative 4. Subtract 8 from both sides. So that's in slope-intercept. Write the equation in point slope with a slope of 5 that passes through that point. All right, so x1, y1. So y minus 7 equals 5 x minus 2. And then they want us to distribute, so I'm going to get y equals, or y minus 7 equals 5x minus 10. Add 7 to both sides. Okay, and that's basically your notes for this unit. So 6-4, go ahead and work on this worksheet, talk to your teacher if you need anything. And then we have some linear function stuff that we'll do in the next video. And then 6-5, 6-6. Okay, 6-7. Haha, 6-7. 6-8. And then we are actually, this chapter, make sure you hold on to your book after break, because we are going to continue our workbook in the second semester, but we'll have another video to cover the rest of these videos. So let's see, we got all the way to 6-4, and we didn't work it out. We can go ahead and work these out, see how we do, and then we'll call it good. So find the slope on this one, so I'm going to get m equals 10 minus 3, 3 minus 6, done. On this one, I'm going to get 2 minus 4 is 2 plus 4 over 0, so this is undefined. On this one, I'm going to get slope of 9 minus 3, negative 9 minus 3, so that's 9, negative 9 plus 3, which is negative 6 over negative 2, so I get a slope of 3 if it's reduced. Write the equation of this. Well, here's our y-intercept right here, so it looks like 5, so we're going to have plus 5 here. If I go down 1, 2, 3, and write 2, there's my slope. Make sure you put the x in there, so y equals that. This one I can't really see the y-intercept, so I have to go ahead and find the slope first. So I'm going to get 0 minus 2 is negative 2. 5 minus 3 is 8, so that's negative 1/4. And write the equation, grab, okay, and then I'm just going to pick one of the points. So that's x1, y1. So I get y minus 0 equals 1/4 x minus 5, and you can just leave it just like that. You don't have to go any further. That's point slope. If you pick this point, then you're going to get y minus 2 equals 1/4 x plus 3. Same exact equation. Write the equation of point slope using the following. So I have x1, y1. So I have y minus 0 equals negative 4x plus 3. Done. Need to find the slope first. So our slope is going to be 6 minus 5. And negative 4 minus 2, so that's negative 2. And then I'm going to pick one of the points, so I'm going to get y minus 5 equals 1/2, negative 1/2, x minus 2. Done. You could have taken the negative 4, 6, plugged it in, so that would have been y minus 6. That would have been a plus 4. Same exact equation. Find the slope of this one, so I'm going to get 8 minus 10, 1 minus 7. So I get a slope of negative 1/3. I'm going to pick this one, plug it in, so I'm going to get y minus 10 equals negative 1/3 x minus 7. If you pick the 1, 8, this would have been y minus 8, and this would have been a x minus 1. Use these in point slope, so a slope of 0. As soon as we see a slope of 0, it's going to be y equals. Once our only y value, there it is. This one, find my slope, which is negative 1 minus 3, so negative 1 plus 3, that's 2. Negative 3 minus 1 is negative 2, so I get a slope of negative 1. I'll pick this point, so I'm going to get y plus 3 equals negative 1 x plus 1. If you picked your other point, this would have been a plus 1, this would have been a plus 3. And then remember, this is 0, 3, and 3, 4. Actually, that's a 1, 3, excuse me. Our slope 4 minus 3 is 1. 3 minus 1 is 2. Pick this point, so I'm going to get y minus 3 equals 1/2 x minus 1. If you pick the other point, you're going to get y minus 4 equals 1/2 x minus 3. Same example. Write your equation in point slope, then convert it to slope intercept. So we want to get to is y equals mx plus b. So I'm going to go, that's x1, y1. So I'm going to go y minus 0 equals negative 1, x minus 5. Y minus 0 is just y. Distribute this over, so I'm going to get negative x plus 5, and it's done. Next one, let's find our slope. We're going to get 3 minus 5, which is 8. 4 minus 2 is 2. So I'm going to get a slope of 4. I'll pick this being my x1, y1. So I'm going to get plus 5 because it's opposite. If I would have picked the other point, I would have had my minus 3 equals 4x minus 4, and it still was the same exact thing. Point slope on this one. So I'm going to get y plus 4 equals 1/2 x minus 8. Distribute the half. Half of x is half x. Half of negative 8 is negative 4. Add 4 to both sides. So you can keep it as plus 0. You don't have to have the plus 0. So this should take you all the way through 6.4. And have a great day. Take care of one another. Bye-bye.